So I'm gonna make a layer up version of a Hello Dolly bar in cake form. I'm not sure why they're called that. Some people call them magic bars and some people call them 7-layer bars. So you can leave a comment, let me know which one you call it. If you disagree, we're just gonna have to duke it out. Okay, so for this Hello Dolly bar cake, I have baked 2 9-inch layers of cake. One is my ultimate vanilla, one is my ultimate chocolate, and I'm going to begin by, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to level them and layer them. Okay, now I'm going to simple syrup all 4 layers of cake and allow the syrup to soak in. So I'm going to flavor some Italian meringue buttercream. This might sound crazy, with a little bit of condensed milk because that's one of the main ingredients in Hello Dolly bars, as well as some graham crumbs that have been mixed with butter and baked the same way that a Hello Dolly bar crust is made, but then I broke it all up and I'm going to add it in the buttercream. Okay, there are weed whackers outside and we can't make them go away. So what I'm gonna do is spread some crummy buttercream, okay? And now I'm gonna fill this bottom layer. What I was thinking is I'd fill each layer with the components of a Hello Dolly bar. So I'm gonna fill this bottom layer with some pecans. You can use any nuts in a Hello Dolly, but I use pecans. I really want it to be just chock full of, why do we say chock full of? And then in order to make sure that the next layer of cake sticks, I have to top them with buttercream. I'm going to smooth the outside and make sure the nuts are pressed. Remain on the interior, just so I can get a smooth finish. That was very nice and smooth. For the next layer, I want to do something a little different. I have some ganache that I made, and I'm going to pipe a fence because in this layer, I'm going to place a mixture of condensed milk and coconut. I have to take a moment and chill this the way it is so that when I put the condensed milk and coconut in here, it won't mix with the chocolate. So while the cake is chilling, I'm going to mix the coconut with some condensed milk, and basically I just want the condensed milk to keep the coconut together. I don't want it to be runny. Okay, so now I'm gonna place this mixture onto the cake. Look at that, and spread it out. Wow, I thought I wasn't gonna have enough. And see how I have just the right amount? I think I'm gonna spread the rest of this ganache onto this layer so that the coconut is sandwiched in chocolate. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this layer onto the cake. Am I really just gonna like smack it down? Oh boy. No, I'm not. I don't know who I think I am. Who do I think I am? I have to touch it. There's no way I can't. Okay. Woo! I'm so glad it didn't break. I don't know why I'm wiping off the crumbs when I'm just about to spread crummy buttercream. Makes no sense. Yes, that makes me smile. Want to keep it within, imagining there's a fence at the edge. There isn't, but I'm imagining. And now some more crummy buttercream. Okay, and now I'm gonna crumb coat. What is wrong with me? Okay, I'm going to take this very smooth Hello Dolly cake to the fridge to chill before I ice it. And while you're waiting, let's go back in time to when I made the Hello Dolly bars. Okay, so here I am again at another day in the past, and I'm making these Hello Dolly bars. And I'm not even sure why they're called Hello Dolly bars. That feels like there's a story behind it. So let's discuss. And in the meantime, I'm going to make the bars, but I'm gonna make the bars instead of in a rectangular pan, which is how you normally do it. I'm gonna make it in this 9-inch tart pan that's not fluted at all because I want to place this whole tart right on top of the cake. You know how I do it. So I have 1.5 cups of graham crumbs, and then I have 1/2 cup of melted, I have lost all ability to speak, of melted butter. And I'm gonna mix these together. Hello. I normally do this with my hands, but I'm being a lady right now. And what I like to look for whenever I'm making a crumb base is, does it hold together? So if I pick some up, I use my hands anyway. Can it, hold in chunks? And that is a good indication. Now this recipe is for a 9x13 pan, but I'm just baking it in a 9-inch round. So I'm gonna have some extra crumbs. I will figure out what to do with those. What I'm going to do is pour probably 3/4 of it into this pan. Spread it out. Oh, it feels like it's not too much. That's weird. I guess I'm technically making it a bit thicker. And while you can press with your fingers, I like to use something with a flat bottom just to ensure that the crust is really level. So I'm just gonna use a small cake pan. You can use a glass as long as it's flat at the bottom. Prepare the toppings, which are shredded sweetened coconut, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then pecans. I want these to be chopped, so I'm just gonna chop them myself. You can use any nut. You can use walnuts. You can use different chips like milk chocolate or butterscotch or peanut butter. So I'm gonna add about a cup of coconut. And I have some reserved, and then I'm going to add a cup of chocolate chips. And if more fall in, yum. I'm going to mix the can of condensed milk into these ingredients. I gotta keep in mind, this is gonna be too much filling for this smaller pan. I'm hoping I have enough to bake a smaller square pan that I'll cut into squares, but let's see. Let's see how it goes. Perfect, so now I'm gonna pour these ingredients into the tart pan. This looks good. And then what I'm going to do is add just a few more toppings on top. So now I want to see if I can make a little pan just so I can cut some bars up. Hello, look at you. Hello, Dolly. And then I'll get a tray to bake the rest of the crumbs. I just want the crumbs to bake and caramelize and have the same flavor as the crust of the bars, as opposed to just using the dried graham crumbs. I'm going to pop all of this into the oven. My oven is set at 350. The bars normally take, when I bake a rectangle, they take like 25 minutes, but I'll let you know. Okay, the graham crumbs that I baked with butter are nicely baked. You can see they've crisped up and caramelized. Oh God, this smells so good. These Hello Dolly bars are like just the perfect golden to me. Oh, that looks good. Okay, look at you. Okay, so now that you've seen how I made the Hello Dolly bars in round tart form, I'm going to remove the bars from the base. I want to pre-slice this tart because it's going to be really difficult to slice through the whole cake. And you know how I feel about a nice clean slice. I'm going to ice the cake in crummy buttercream. I'm going to chill the cake just a bit because I'm planning to press in some more of the Hello Dolly ingredients in stripes around the side. So I don't want it to be too firm, but I don't want it to be so soft that it just smushes. So I lied to myself. I said I wasn't gonna over chill the buttercream, but I did. It's okay, I have extra buttercream, and I also have all the ingredients of the Hello Dolly bars. And then what I did is I cut some parchment paper in a strip to the same length as the circumference of the cake. So now I'm just gonna ice on a little bit more of the crummy buttercream, and then I'm gonna press chocolate chips onto this band of cake. Oh, stop. I'm not sure I thought this through because it's just going to be harder to ice under the chocolate chips. Okay, now I'm going to unwrap it. Okay, pecans. And this is the way I lay. You get off the coconut. I'm going to pick up all the pieces of this Hello Dolly tart and lay it on top and hope everything goes smooth. I have to do it. I have to do it for you guys, right? I have to prove that it's cake and tell you how good it is so that you'll make it. Oh my goodness. This is a beginner cake. Did you see how easy today was? Today was one of the smoothest days at How to Cake It. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.